She didn't lose to Democrats. She lost to her own side.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
The attack came from inside.
And we are following breaking news this morning. Fox News reporting that President Trump has fired Attorney General Pam Bondi. This reportedly happened right before the president's address to the nation last night. And Fox News reporting that Trump is considering replacing her with EPA Director Lee Zeldin. We are working to...
April 2nd, 2026. She's out.
This lawlessness must stop right here, right now. Donald Trump will stop it. Lock her up. I love that.
She was there from the beginning.
Pam was a career prosecutor for nearly 20 years and was one of the toughest and smartest and best and most successful attorney generals.
I, Pamela Bondi, do solemnly swear. So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, President Trump. I've known you for many, many years, and I will not let you down. I am truly honored.
So what went wrong? She said she had the names.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
She didn't.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay.
The files were empty.
Attorney General Bondi gave out, quote, Epstein file binders. That was a year ago tonight. They made a big show of it. They had wire photographers and Getty and others there. They held up their binders saying, here you go, these are the quote Epstein files. And who did they give them to? Not to survivors, not to journalists, not to their critics. No. In a sign of what you could only call extreme political disrespect, they gave them to their allied MAGA podcaster and influencers, to people who had been helping them get into office and helping them in a political cause. They lied to their own people with binders that were mislabeled and not full of the real files.
The Department of Justice that suddenly says there is no client list, there's no blackmail operation, Epstein definitively killed himself, you're not getting any more documents, thank you, goodbye, no more questions. You know, my reaction is, what are you talking about?
They trotted us out right in front of the press pool, which I didn't appreciate. Once we looked at it, we realized we didn't have anything that anybody else didn't already have.
Why am I giving more transparency than the FBI and the DOJ?
Of the massive failure of the DOJ to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. To my right is an email that was sent by the victims' lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact. A list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls.
That was her first mistake. Then came the hearing.
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
Committee will be in order.
The Dow has shattered 50,000 for the first time. This is crazy. They said it couldn't be done in 4 years, yet President Trump has done it in...
That was her second mistake.
She didn't answer anything. She came here just ready to talk about the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. It seems kind of crazy to me.
But the real blow came from inside. This is where it breaks.
The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking, Co-Conspirators, fully redacted. Les Wexner is in this. Now your deputy said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files. But he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking.
Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
Red-handed? There was one redaction out
Where
of
he's
over
listed as a co-conspirator.
4,700, and we invited you in. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to get. You're a failed politician. You need to get on.
I think that's part of the culture of this administration. When they don't have a good argument, they just go to name calling. That's what our boss does to me. So I just let that roll off.
Garland,
you don't get a reclaim time
this is
when you don't,
bigger than Watergate.
When I don't answer a question the way
This
you
goes
want.
over 4 administrations. You don't have to go back to Biden. Let's go back to Obama. Let's go back to George Bush. This cover-up spans decades, and you are responsible for this portion of it.
And he's a hypocrite because he voted against the ban that we were talking about on deep fake AI porn. Only 2 people voted against it, and you were one of them, hypocrite.
April 2nd. He called her a patriot. Then he let her go.
And I will not let you down. I am truly honored.
14 months later.
Reporting that President Trump has fired Attorney General Pam Bondi. This
Kristi Noem is out as Secretary of Homeland Security. Her department.
Kristi Noem, March. Pam Bondi, April. In this system, loyalty isn't enough. So who's next?